Yo, episode 221. We Made It podcast. Yes, I'm here alone. Caesar has moved to Texas and quit the podcast. Maybe y'all can get him to come back. Maybe I can get him to come back soon. You know what I mean? I'll talk to him. No, I'm just joking. Caesar's out there moving, shaking, and popping out here. And I'm going to be doing this episode alone. It's going to be really fast. You know what I mean? There's not too much to talk about right now, but there would be if Caesar was here. But you know what I mean, he dipped on your boy to go visit Joe Rogan and Alex Jones. He might be picking up a shipment of ivermectin. I'm not sure, but I did learn just last week that you actually eat ivermectin, and I was very shocked by that. Make sure you're following him on YouTube though. He's gonna have some stuff coming. We Made It C's on YouTube and on Twitch. And make sure you're subscribed to We Made It Podcast wherever you listen. We're on YouTube, obviously. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just drop a subscribe. We're literally the best soccer podcast in the world ever. But anyway, I'm going to get into it real fast. We had Barcelona, the midweek matches. Barcelona did lose. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They did draw Cadiz. I've been... This narrative around Barcelona, I feel like is a little bit unfair because Barcelona does have a lot of injuries right now. And I feel like when they're talking about them in the media, like I've watched ESPN FC and some other stuff, like they're not really taking that into account. Like they're just blaming Ronald Koeman. And I feel like it's a bit unfair. Like, Barcelona, they're still undefeated in the league. They lost to a Bayern team in Champions League that's really good. And they were just, they still had all those injuries against Barcelona. They had just lost Martin Braithwaite, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they did. They had just lost Martin Braithwaite. So they're coming out there with Depay and Luke de Jong. They had two forwards total against Bayern. And they lost 3-0. And, anybody can lose 3-0 to Bayern any day with their full squad. So I wasn't really oh my God about that. They still haven't lost in the league, although they're not playing very well. But they have so many injuries. You have no dynamic players other than Memphis Depay. Ansu Fati's hurt. Dembele's hurt. Martin Braithwaite's hurt. These guys are going to be out for a long time too, it seems. They're bringing on Philippe Coutinho. And I'm like, dude, this dude's been washed for years now. This dude's been washed for years. So I feel like it's a little bit unfair to Ronald Koeman. I'm like, come on, dude. They have so many injuries. They're literally, trotting out Depay and Luke de Jong. Come on now. And even when they were, even against, who was that they played? Oh, Granada, when they barely got that draw. I see them on the media saying, oh my God, look at Barcelona, it's so bad right now. What's Koeman going to do? They had to bring out PK to play forward. I'm like, first of all, I've seen PK get up there before. Many times I've seen PK play up top. When Barcelona was down bad in a match, I've seen PK go up there up top, even when they had Luis Suarez. Also, they have hella injuries. They don't have any forwards. You can't blame the coach for that. Even in the beginning of the season, when they were even when Griezmann was still there, he wasn't doing shit, but they had Depay and Martin Braithwaite up there running around. They looked good. And even with Griezmann, Griezmann wasn't really doing much, but he looked good. He was helping the situation just by being somebody that's going to be up top. They don't have that right now. So I feel like it's a bit unfair. But even then, they weren't even really trying to give Depay his props. I saw a little bit, but it's I don't know. I feel like they don't really... Messi's gone, so they want to make Barcelona bad because Messi's gone. And then also they don't want to give Memphis Depay his props. But I feel like once either Ansu Fati or Dembele comes back, they'll be doing a lot better. Obviously, Ousmane Dembele is a certified ball loser. And Depay might have some issues playing with him. But I feel like it'll be a little bit less pressure on Dembele. He's not playing with Messi. And, you can lose the ball and you'll be all right. Real Madrid beat the dog crap out of Mallorca. Also, they beat them 6-1. A lot of goals. Asensio had a hat trick. He is from Mallorca. Um, who else? I think Benzema scored twice. Isco scored, the big homie. Real Madrid is playing really well right now. I think they have the best midfield in Spain. Um, you know, they're like, I saw something. They're like, some Ancelotti bringing the best out of Benzema. I'm like, God damn, dude, I just really hate these people so much. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, Ancelotti has made Benzema better. Like, what the hell are you talking about? He's played under Ancelotti before. He's doing the same thing he was doing these years under Zidane. Like, he's just balling. Really, really the thing I think that's making him so much better early is because he's had Vinicius Jr. out there. Really, Real Madrid is going to do so well having Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Benzema with like any midfield they want to put out because because Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo are going to do hella defensive work too. Like there's no ego among them two. And Benzema is also a pretty humble guy too, but like they're gonna do a lot of tracking back. They're unselfish because they're young too. So like you're gonna be, and then you got Kamavinga there. Well, either way, whatever. The midfield is excellent. So like you can't go wrong in a Real Madrid midfield at this point. But as far as their forward line, like you're bringing out Hazard, like it's going to be pedestrian. Bring out Vinicius Jr., bring out Rodrigo, like literally just start them two on either side of Benzema. They can rotate, they can do everything. They're going to track back, they're going to run hard. They put so much pressure on defenses from the wing and cutting inside. Benzema also is not a traditional center forward, so like he drops back a bit, and I'm not even talking about defensively. He's really good at picking out passes and getting into spaces. So yeah, Real Madrid right now is looking excellent. I saw something on ESPN FC. They were like, "Oh, is Real Madrid your favorite to win the league right now?" And I don't know, why these guys just hate Real Madrid so much. It's just so obvious. They're like, oh yeah, I don't know. It's like, dude, like we're talking about the first 5 games or whatever. Like no team has looked even close to them. They're like, well, Atleti. I'm like, dog, like I watched that Atleti match against, who did they just play? I forgot, but Luis Suarez scored them 2 late goals to win the match. But yeah, they look terrible. Like they have no midfield. Like they got like nobody in the middle. There's like no proactive midfielder on Atleti who wants to get the ball and like bring the ball up. It looked so bad. And Barcelona's suffering so much. It's like, okay, who are you going to say? Like say Sevilla. These guys said Atleti. At least say Sevilla because they actually are playing good football. They just beat up Valencia. Like say them at least. But no, they're just haters. Moving on to France. I wish Caesar was here actually because I wanted to talk to him about. I would like to talk to him about this more. But PSG, they've been scraping out these wins. Obviously, they drew in Champions League, but in the league they're undefeated and they've won every match. But it hasn't looked too great recently, especially against Metz. Against Metz, they had like 75% possession. It took to the last minute of the match for them to score another goal. And it was also after a red card by Metz. But, and Messi wasn't there and he's not going to be there for the next match. I think he's pretending to have a knee injury because he's mad Pochettino took him out the match. And he's probably frustrated because he hasn't really gotten it cracking yet. But I feel like it might be good for them. Like, it might be good for PSG to scrape out these matches. Sometimes teams, when they got to struggle in the match, it's a little bit better for them down the line. It's not like they're playing amazing football. PSG hasn't played good football forever. But, they're still relying on individual talent, which I guess I'm contradicting myself a little bit. Because I don't really think that's going to win you every match. Like I don't think it's going to like really be I don't think that's good long term generally. But I'm also wondering, like, maybe this is what they need to like scrape out matches like this. The last goal they scored against Mets was really as a beautiful pass by Neymar and a really good left footed shot by Hakimi, which I've seen him do before. Um, but you're having your right back score both goals. You're having your players kind of be getting in each other's way. I don't know what's going to happen when Messi comes back. It doesn't really look good when they're all playing with each other, Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. But we'll see. Maybe it's a good thing. I've seen in other sports like teams that grind out wins, and when it gets to the end of the season, or like when it's critical, like they remember how to grind those games out. So like, who knows? We'll see. But PSG's annoying. Marseille still has the best midfield in France. They did draw 0-0 to Angers earlier in the week, but they still have the best midfield in France. And Caesar did inform me that the big mule Jerson got called up, and good for him because he's a really good player. Eric Guendouzi did get called up to France last couple of World Cup qualifiers, but he didn't play, I don't think. Hopefully he gets to play this round because they're going to look amazing with Guendouzi. Oh, and going back to Spain a little bit, Griezmann is trash on Atleti. A little bit of EPL news. Man U, I think that there's a little bit of questions around Man U after that loss to Young Boys in Champions League, which was, kind of a fluke. There was a red card by Juan Bissaka and that really bad back pass by Jesse Lingard that ended up in it being a loss in Champions League. And they just lost to West Ham in the Carabao Cup, but who cares? Like, it's really not that serious. Like, come on now. So there's been a little bit of talk like, oh my God, what's going on at Man U? But let's be honest, they are tied for first in EPL on 13 points. They haven't lost in EPL. They're looking good. I do think they need Cavani back. I feel like they will be better with Cavani back. I do really feel like Man U would okay. Oh, Caesar, this is for you. Sancho's washed. And I said it first, and now I'm seeing other people say it too. Like, I'm seeing that narrative around already. Like, oh, is he washed? I jumped out the window after the Young Boys match. Let it be known, I said he's washed at the Young Boys match. Now, people are jumping out the window. I feel like, honestly, they're still jumping out the window early too. But I think he's washed, but I'm just, whatever. I'm just saying that. At this point, I'm like, damn, dude, like maybe they can run a 4-3-3. But I'm kind of forgetting the other players. Could they run Ronaldo left, Cavani central? Who would be on the right though? Oh, Mason Greenwood. And then have Pogba, Fernandez, and somebody else in the midfield. And then the back four, like, could they do that? Because before I was thinking like, oh, you got to have Sancho out there. And I was forgetting that Marcus Rashford was hurt. But Sancho's washed. Throw him on the bench. Just put Greenwood out there. And then when you sub Greenwood, just bring in Sancho on the right or whatever. Yeah. They should run a 4-3-3 when Cavani's back righteous, man. And just run that 3-person midfield. You got Bruno Fernandes, you got Pogba, and maybe McTominay or something like that. Let's not forget that Pogba was playing left in a 4-3-3 with Juve back when he was big balling. So you know what I mean? Cavani come back, run that 4-3-3, get it crack, and play some football. It could be nice. But yeah, there has been a little bit of a narrative surrounding Man U, but they do have some injuries as well. Marcus Rashford, Cavani, they were very important for them last season. But at the same time, they are tied for first in EPL along with, I want to say Chelsea and I don't know, but I just remember Brighton was under. Oh, probably Liverpool. But I think Brighton was also fourth or something like that in the league. So obviously it's early. But yeah, football's looking good right now. There's going to be some games this weekend that are going to be pretty good, and next week we'll come back with some recaps. I feel like there's going to be an international break after that, and then Champions League will come back. Let me check real fast when Champions League comes back. Because you know we get it cracking. Oh no, Champions League is next week. Ooh. Okay. Oh my God, the big matchup: Real Madrid versus Sheriff. Let's see what's going on next week in Champions League. Tuesday is looking kind of rough. Oh no, Tuesday we got PSG versus City, and that's pretty much the only match that's looking good. I guess you got Milan versus Atleti. That is rough. Inter versus Shakhtar. Shakhtar's probably gonna win that. But yeah, Tuesday we got PSG versus City. That is a big one. And then on Wednesday, let's see. Ooh, looking rough so far. We got Man U versus Villarreal, a rematch of the Europa final last season. Barcelona's playing Benfica. We got Juve versus Chelsea. That's kind of rough for me. I don't know who's going to watch that. I feel like I'd want to watch Man U versus Villarreal. Or maybe Barcelona beat Benfica. We'll see what's up. But yeah, exciting stuff next week also. Yeah, keep it locked. You know, we got the best recaps and the best analysis in the world. No bias. Big facts over here. So yeah, episode 221. Still haven't missed a week since May 2017. Longest running black soccer podcast in the world ever. And maybe the longest running one ever. I don't know. In America, maybe? Holler.